Hey everybody, just wanted to jump on here and give a quick recap of what we talked about in our sales meeting today for those of you that may have missed it. So, unless you have been living under a rock somewhere, you probably heard within the last week that NAR settled in some of the lawsuits across the country. And with that, there were two big things that came out of it. One was the requirement of a buyer broker agreement or buyer brokerage agreement, buyer agency agreement, whatever you want to call it. Here in Washington, we call it the buyer brokerage services agreement. And then the other big thing was, or is, that the buyer broker commission will be completely removed from the MLS as a field in the MLS. So with that, there's been some videos and messaging that have been put out from NAR, from Washington Realtors, from Northwest MLS, and I'll let you look at all of those on your own. Maybe I'll post some links below here if you want to check out what people are saying about that from the different various organizations. With that, I'll give a quick recap on it though. So NAR has pretty much just put out, hey, here's the terms of the settlement. They take place July 15th. So that includes the no offer of compensation to a buyer brokerage firm in the MLS, and that the buyer brokerage agreement is a required thing. Now, with that, there's the preface of, hey, this isn't final yet. It hasn't been approved. But I mean, based on what we've seen in the other settlements going forward or moving along, that's more than likely going to be the things that happen. Okay. So Washington Realtors have come out with their statement pretty much saying, hey, like, we've been preparing for a lot of this. A lot of this is already in place. We already have, as state law, the buyer brokerage services agreement. Yes, the no offer of compensation in the MLS will be a change. Then you have Northwest MLS, where just a brief summary of what they've put out via email is, hey, I mean, we've been the catalyst for this, essentially, in so many words. We've done these progressive things over the past few years as the industry has been evolving. So this is not new to us. As far as the no offer of compensation in the MLS part, they didn't address that specifically, but it said something to the effect of, hey, we're looking at industry changes and seeing how we can evolve within that. So with this big news, there's a lot of speculation out there. And right now, all we know is what I'll call mostly facts. Again, the stuff is not final yet, not approved by a federal judge or court or anything like that. DOJ can still weigh in on this, but the big things are the buyer brokerage agreement. Again, in Washington, we already have that in place. And then the no offer of compensation in the MLS. Now with that, with people in the industry, with your major news outlets, there's all kinds of speculation around this as to what is going to happen with this. And it's everything. We kind of collectively came together in our sales meeting today of, hey, what are you all hearing out there? And here's the list. Hey, 6% listings are a thing of the past. There are going to be no more buyer agents in the future. Maybe in America it takes on the European model where buyer agents aren't really a thing. The real estate industry as we know it is dead. 70% of agents are going to leave the business. Commissions are getting cut by 30%. Sellers will save, or maybe they will pocket money and not having to pay as much in commissions or compensation. Prices are going to change. Prices are going to adjust based on this. Buyers will start going directly to listing agents with offers. They'll bypass a buyer agent. NAR goes away. Okay, this is a bombshell thing. Maybe NAR dissolves. There's going to be a new MLS that comes out of this, maybe a nationwide MLS. Maybe buyers have to pay compensation directly to their buyer brokers. Maybe sellers aren't paying compensation at all. Now it's not a field in the MLS, so sellers move to a way where they are not paying compensation. Maybe new business models come out of this, and as one business model evolves out of this, maybe other people fall in place and follow that business model, whatever it is. Hey, maybe this hurts vets out there, people that are getting VA loans. Maybe this hurts first-time home buyers out there. What are we going to do? Is this going to be able to be rolled into a loan? What does that look like from the mortgage lender? end of things and all of this stuff is all speculation. Like, truth be told, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know 100% how consumers are going to react. None of us do. We cannot control that. Okay. So with that's sort of the unknown that we have going forward. Okay. A lot can evolve between now and July 15th. And in some respects, that's a good thing. People are thinking of new things on how to get around this, how to get ahead of this, and all of that. But right now, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. I don't know exactly what's going to happen. People can make all sorts of bold predictions on what's going to happen, and with that, I have 5 things that you can do to get ahead of everything moving forward, regardless of what comes of it. So consumers act one way. Okay, here's what you can do in that scenario. Consumers act a different way. Here's what you can do to act in that scenario, or how you can get ahead of that scenario. Okay, so 5 things that you can do. Number 1, have the right mindset in this. Okay, don't let fear set in. All these other things that we talked about on the speculations, the commissions are going away and the industry is going to flip on its head and all that fun stuff. All of that is speculation. All of that is noise. Okay, so don't let that be the focus of your brain the whole entire time. If you let that sink in and that's all you are focusing on, your business is more than likely going to go backwards. So have a positive mindset going forward. Don't let fear, worry, and all of that sink in. Not saying that it's not okay to have a healthy concern of what's going on, and understanding that, hey, things might change. Okay, that's inevitable. And as far as change goes, hey, did things change this year? Yes. And did things change in our industry the year before last? Of course. And did things change in our industry during the COVID years? Yes, they did. And are things going to be changing July 15th or in between there? Probably. Are things going to change in July 15th of 2025, not that specific date, but another year down the road? More than likely, if there's one thing that's inevitable, change is going to be there. So with that, don't wallow in fear and worry and all of that. You can look at it as a huge wave that's coming, right? And if you're in the middle of the ocean, you can choose to just let that wave hit you, or you can grab a freaking surfboard and surf it in and ride with the wave. Okay. So with that, don't be naive. I hear some people on this saying, well, things are going to be business as usual. What is everybody worried about? If I had to guess, it's probably not going to be business as usual. Business is going to look a little bit different going forward. To what degree it's different, again, I don't know. I don't have the crystal ball on that. But with that, if you continue with a positive mindset, that'll be one way to get through it. Number 2, sharpen your skills, okay? Making sure you have negotiation skills and you are currently sharpening your negotiation skills. Have a top-notch marketing plan and listing presentation for your listings. Have a world-class buyer presentation and being able to walk buyers through the home buying process. Do that in a professional way. Think about this. Why would people hire you? What is the value that you bring to the table? Make sure that you are sharpening your skills and being able to convey that to your consumers and to your customers, to your clients. Okay? Number 3, do not abandon buyers right now. Okay? We've always heard you outlist, you outlast, and you can focus on listings and all of that. But tomorrow, nothing's changing. Okay? Things might be evolving, but tomorrow you can still work with buyers. Next week you can still work with buyers. And I'm going to take a guess that on July 15th, you can still work with buyers. Okay? So we understand the settlement's not final. We understand that no rules are being changed tomorrow. We can keep working with buyers in the meantime, and more than likely beyond July 15th as well. So don't leave your buyers behind. Still provide world-class service to your buyers. Number 4, understand that listings are not going away. So not saying not to focus on listings too. So you can focus on listings going forward. And if you already have a strong listing business right now, who couldn't use more listings, right? Okay. So if you already have a strong listing business, you might think about implementing one extra thing, one extra practice in your repertoire, if you will, for getting more listings. And if you are an agent right now that is currently buy heavy and representing buyers, maybe it's 2-to-1 buyer sides to listing sides, Again, you probably don't need to flip your business on its head tomorrow. That said, you might want to start implementing some things to focus on listings and start getting more listings. And how do you do that? Start with one thing. Start with one practice that you can implement today or implement tomorrow to put into your business. It could be with your sphere. So within the sales meeting today, we asked everybody, hey, where did your last listing come from? And overwhelmingly, it was from, hey, sphere, past client, somebody that already knows, likes, and trusts me. Okay. So with that, implement one thing to reach out to your sphere. If you've been in this business a while and you've worked with a ton of buyers, guess what? You have a seller pool that will be coming forward. So that could be implementing doing real estate reviews. It could be implementing doing market updates. It could be some more top of mind fun stuff that you're not doing currently in your business. Find a way or ways to engage with your sphere going forward. And it could be something else. It could be another listing stream. It could be going after FSBOs. It could be expireds. It could be starting a geographical farm. It could be going after foreclosures. But identify a particular thing. You can meet with me one-on-one if you want to. We can strategize on what that looks like for you. But let's try to find one additional thing you can do to generate listings. And if you haven't had a very listing heavy business, maybe it's one or two things that you need to start implementing today or tomorrow. So focus on listings. We know listings are more than likely not going away. And number 5, just continue to be professional. Whatever shakes out on this, the people that are professionals in this industry will continue to survive and thrive in this business. And if we do a recap on everything that I just mentioned right now, so having the right mindset. Was having the right mindset a good idea to have 5 years ago? Is it a good idea to have today? And will it be a good idea to have a positive mindset and having the right mindset on July 15th, 2024? I would say yes. That was something important yesterday, today, and moving forward. What about sharpening your skills? Continuing to read books on negotiation, find a podcast on negotiation, listen to audiobooks, take a course on it, sharpening your listing presentation, all that stuff. Should have we been working on sharpening our skills 5 years ago? Should we work on sharpening our skills today? Should we work on sharpening our skills in the future? I think so. Same with working with buyers, not abandoning buyers. That would have held true 5 years ago. It holds true today. It holds true tomorrow. Listings are king. You list, you last. Outlist, outlast. Okay, that's going to hold true as well. And again, that held true 5 years ago. Today, it will hold true 5 years from now. And number 5, being professional. Should you always strive to be a professional in this industry? Yes, whether that was 5 years ago, today, or tomorrow. So continue working on those things like we talked about. Each week in our sales meeting, we will continue to go through some negotiation tactics, some strategies, some ways to get listings. So if you have something that's working in your business, hey, feel free to share it. Share it with me. We can share it with the whole group, collaborate together. If you are having conversations that come up or things that come up from your clients, objections to commissions or just an overall wonder or, hey, what does this mean? Let me know what you are hearing from your clients out there in the field. If you're hearing it, somebody else will likely hear it down the road. So again, we can work together and collaborate on working in this environment that we're in, okay? So it's not all doom and gloom. It's not that the sky is falling. We will adjust. We'll move forward. We'll continue to do the things that we've been doing, continue to do them well. And hey, maybe some innovation comes out of this. Maybe things shift a little bit. Maybe things change quite a bit. But whatever we're doing, if we are doing those 5 things, I think we truly do survive and thrive in the future. Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you at the next sales meeting.